and see what we can do. All right, welcome all to another episode of North Vector Bassing. I know what you're thinking. It's been a hot minute since this dude has posted any kind of videos. Well, I'll give you a breakdown on that. I've been out of commission because I've had a partially detached Achilles tendon on my right foot. And that made it basically impossible to go out and do basically anything. No fishing, no pontooning, no boating, basically nothing but sitting in a cryo cuff for weeks on end. So, let me catch you up to speed. Last time we left, I was doing major modifications to a one-man fishing pontoon called the Roanoke. And while I completed all of those mods and upgrades and fabrications, I took it out to a place called Starve Hollow Campground and Lake, where my wife and I took our RV and parked it in a nice lakefront site. And let's just say that adventure was a epic tragedy. So this lake had basically more milfoil type grass growing in it than you can possibly imagine. So that did not turn out well, and so I made the determination at that point, unless I have absolutely perfect water condition, that one-man inflatable pontoon just wasn't going to cut it. And my wife also said to me, hey, I can't join you on the water and fish or just be out there with you when you're on that. Okay, note to self, wifey wants to be on the water too. Okay, well, what do? Well, you sell that modded pontoon and you buy this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pelican Covert Angler 120. Now, it's 12 feet long, weighs 55 pounds, and I've already modded it. I did not like the fact that this is a sit-in kayak, which I like, not a problem there. What I didn't like was the seat arrangement. It was flat in that little gully, and you sat way down in it, and it wasn't very comfortable. So, first modification is a stadium seat that you can buy anywhere, Walmart, Amazon, whatever. And I fabbed a cross member frame for it, and yes, that is the handle portion of an oar in the front. It just fit perfectly. The back side, of course, is a solid piece of oak that I've got this mounted to, and how it's mounted here at the kayak itself is actually using threaded rivets. And that allows you to use it like a pop rivet, and then but it's threaded, so you can thread a bolt right in there, and there you go. Also the same concept that I used to mount my ram mount for my GoPro up front, just smaller threaded rivets. Okay, let's take a look at this dry storage. In this dry storage, it is a complete width of the kayak as far as amount of available space. In here, you'll see this is my battery pack. I've got a 12 volt, I think it's a 24 amp hour unit in there. A little bit further back, which you probably can't see, is my transducer, and it's mounted to the bottom of the kayak. And you're like, how did you mount it to the bottom? of your kayak? Well, use this stuff called duck putty. Yeah, I know, sounds weird but true. Comes in a 1 pound brick, and this stuff is amazing. Yes, it's used for duck work, but it's also electric friendly. So you mount your transducer to it, it holds it tight, you slap it on the bottom of your boat, and there you go, it holds it tight. So that's the setup for the fish finder. Let me go ahead and shut this down, lock it in. So at any rate, this is the let me give you the label here. This is what it is, a Covert Angler 120. And I'm about to make a maiden voyage on it and do some fishing. So where I am today is downtown Broad Ripple here in Indy. They've got a boat launch out onto the White River. And probably half a mile to my left up here is a waterfall. So I'm gonna paddle up to it, and I'm gonna drift back and do some fishing and do some checking out on this whole scenario right here. Now, I did invest in what they call a kayak cart or carrier or whatever, and that's this guy right here that allows me to drop the back end down on it, and then I can wheel it down to the ramp and then pop it in the water. It folds up, I stick it in my cargo section in the back, and it's a done deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the update. That's the status. I'll check in with you when we hit the water. Okay, so what you're about to see here is a failure. A big one. So I'm about to tip into the water. Enjoy. Yeah, I was surprised too, because I was like, man, I see people coming up, they say, oh, there's no current, there's no breeze, there's, you know, none of that. And I'm like, okay. Oh, are we off center here? Okay. I know that my top center is going to be, whoa, that's way off. That's like, that's way off. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm digging that, but maybe if I just get in, it'll, whoa, that's not cool. I think my center of gravity is way off of this seat. It seems to be. Yes, it is. Okay. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. That's not a positive indication of stability there at all, is it? No, it is. Okay, so what you don't see behind the scenes is me taking off the crossbars and putting the seat down inside the little dip and using some ball bungees to get them kind of locked and loaded, and then trying again. So take number 2. Then we would be otherwise. Okay, not horrible, but let's see what we can do here. All right. Whew. All right, here we go. All right, well, we're on the maiden voyage here. First go around where the seat was not an awesome thing. Full disclosure, I think my whole problem was that I was the keel of the kayak was sitting on the concrete, and so there was absolutely no balance. So I'm probably gonna put the crossbars back on and test it again, but yeah, anyway. And what you see me here doing with the paddle is that my depth chart wasn't set on my Garmin, so it was sitting there alarming for a low or shallow water alarm, and I'm trying to reach up there with my my paddle and shut it off. So anyway, we'll cut through and move forward to some of the good stuff, if there is any good stuff. Yeah, here we go. To get everything. So right now we're just kind of cruising. We're on White River. Not downtown Indy per se, but downtown Broad Ripple for sure. And right now I'm just trying to paddle up and over to the dam area where I'm hoping I can kind of float back and be able to do some fishing. Now, that's just paddling. I haven't gotten out a fishing pole, tried to throw a lure, hook a fish, bring it to the boat, get it in the boat, and still maintain being upright. So that I haven't seen as of yet. We're gonna probably try to find that out. I need to figure out this is the one that I want to try. So, well, here goes nothing. Let's see if we can catch a fish while we're at it, which, oh, looks like I'm on. What do we got? Okay, look at the freaking size of this rock bass, yo. All right, sweet. All right, now if you wouldn't spine me, that would be great too. Okay, so just a second, and I'll release you if at all possible without getting myself hooked. All right, nice little rock bass, and there we go. First fish, beautiful. All right, so today I'm fishing the grit stick, and this ghost shad semi floater with a rattle is again one of my favorite all-time lures. Fish just love it. I don't know why. I mean, I fished it in lakes. I've fished it in creeks, and it's just always produced. Okay, so we're just going to stop the video right there, and we'll just break it down like this. So, 1-man inflatable fishing pontoon out the door. 2 Pelican Covert Angler 120s are in the door. And like I said, I've already done some modifications to them. I'm going to go ahead and put the seat back on the way it was and actually get the whole kayak in the water before I make a final judgment on whether or not that elevated seat is a good thing, bad thing. Also, I have decided to do a little DIY outrigger setup for this guy as well, just for she's and G's. I'm also working on a Yakima rooftop kayak carrier, and that's going to require its own modification and fabrication to fit my Ram 1500. This is the older style with the Q towers and Q clips, and unfortunately, I found a used one on the Facebook group and got it, but it was only a 48-inch long bar. I need a 54, so I've already been able to secure some new pipes, and I'm in the process of moving the hardware around and doing some different things. So all that to say is, coming up this weekend, in a few days, I've got a White River float trip scheduled. I'm going to try to pick up some smallies and some largemouth, probably some more rock bass or whatever, but it's going to float down from Anderson to like Strawtown off of Riverwood Road. That should be about a 4-hour float, I'm thinking. So we're going to get that video in the books. This one was just really about bringing everybody up to speed on why I've been MIA, the changes that we had in the pontoon to the kayaks, and the initial put in at Broad Ripple launch on White River, just to kind of get a feel for the kayak itself, and I wound up catching a fish. So it's a very busy little stretch of White River right there. It's the only thing that's kind of in central Indiana, and I am shocked at what people put on that little section of White River. People were skiing, jet skiing, huge boats, pontoon boats, you name it. Okay, so that'll do it for this run. Please do stay tuned for better, more often, video posts for North Vector Bassin. And until the next time, you know what to do. Put a hook in it.